Hello, welcome to the Snap UK. We're back. The season's almost here. I've got my first fantasy draft tomorrow.
I've had my first one already.
You had to, nice.
It was awful. 16 teams.
Sounds horrific.
It's terrible. I was picking 14th and my first pick was Bucky Irving.
Oh, fucking
Wow.
hell. You're losing.
You could have picked someone better than that at 14, couldn't you?
No.
Oh, wow.
Second pick?
Oh, that's a good question.
Oh, jeez.
We got Emmett Smith.
28. Mike Evans.
Oh, it was Malik Neighbours.
I'm Elite Neighbours. That's all right.
That's good. It's better than your first pick.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how we expect Malik Neighbours to perform later. But yeah. We're here. It's our customary week before we do the previews. So we're going to go through the AFC. And we'll do NFC afterwards. So we have Griff here, Jim, Gary, and myself. Paul is
Lazy
or some bullshit.
Sulking about Man United losing 2-0 to Grimsby.
Let's get that in there.
I mean, oh god, yeah, it's still 2-0.
Wow.
I can't laugh because my team's shitter, but that's bad.
And our team's even shitter, but we're not on national telly losing to
Exactly.
Grimsby right now.
Exactly. And you'd probably beat Grimsby.
I don't know.
Not
So
sure about that.
Griff, you've got the East, Jim North, Gary South, I'm the West. So, Griff, do you want to start us off?
Sure.
Take us through the AFC East.
AFC East. Now I felt like you were trying to catch me out with the AFC East because the Patriots play in the AFC East.
I didn't even think about it.
But that's fine. I'm going with it as I see it, and I'll take the shit afterwards. That's fine. So I've got the division as follows: Bills 11-6, Patriots 9-8, Dolphins 7-10, Jets 5-12. Let me tell you why. For the Bills, Super Bowl or bust, and if it's not, should it be? Because their window must be closing. They'll always have a window while they have prime Josh Allen, but how many times can you just lose to the Chiefs?
I've been saying this for a good number of years now. Sean McDermott, big old storm out there.
That is getting stormy outside.
hell.
Sean McDermott.
I mentioned Sean McDermott and the heavens open and the thunderstorm rolls.
So when I was ranking my teams, I scored them on coaching, offense, and defense, and I have Sean McDermott and Mike Vrabel at 4 out of 5, both of them, because neither has done more than get to the championship game.
Yeah.
There's nothing to separate the two.
Well, I disagree. I think Sean McDermott's got to the championship game with a good team. Mike Vrabel's got to the championship game with an average team. So
Yeah.
for that, I would have Vrabel above McDermott.
But the point is, McDermott no longer the out-and-out best coach in this division, which he has been for 4 years.
Since Belichick retired, effectively.
Well, and the last 2 Belichick years weren't great. He's been the best coach for a while. So I really think that the only way this season can be successful, deemed successful, is to at least make the Super Bowl.
I would agree with that.
For that to happen, the Bills' defense need to hold back the hand of regression because they allowed the 4th most trips to the red zone last year, but only conceded on the 3rd fewest most attempts in the red zone.
I do prep.
You cannot keep that up. You will regress to the mean on that particular front. So if the defence can hold, they have a chance. If they can't, you're asking Allen to do just that little bit more with what I think at wide receiver might be just that little bit less this year.
Can I just say, I disagree. So,
Just leave it at that. Can I just say, no.
No, I disagree. No, it's because I think when you look back in history, there's been lots of great quarterbacks and great offenses, whatever, that don't go on to win Super Bowls. And it's so hard to win a Super Bowl.
Is it? Yeah, I agree. Is it
just to say that, especially in the AFC?
No one's denigrating Josh Allen.
No, but
for
saying,
Sean
like,
McDermott.
I'm just saying, like the Bills, to say they've got to make the Super Bowl for it to be and that's what they want. Don't get me wrong, but like the AFC is stacked.
I agree with you there.
Like it's like the NFC, like 10 years ago. Like,
Is it a great offense Or is it just Josh Allen and a
it's
guys?
an okay
Don't get me wrong, I think Josh Allen is top 3 quarterbacks in the league. His ability to upscale that offense is off the charts at the moment.
How many touchdowns did Cook score from running back last season? Was it 18?
Yeah, it's a lot.
How many do you think he's going to get this year? 10? Maybe?
10, yeah, I think that's...
So
probably,
is Josh Allen getting those other 8?
because if he is, and where else is he throwing to?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I see the Bills actually trending down slightly this year. I think they won 13 last year or 12 last year.
I think they're
they'll drop at
fortunate.
least
And
one.
then
I said this last year.
yeah, they're in a weak division, though.
Well,
The whole division's weak.
let me get to that because I'm not sure it's as weak as it has been. It's certainly not great, but I've got the Patriots second in my list, mainly because Vrabel's the right coaching hire. We sat here this time last year and said it should have been Vrabel. It's now Vrabel. We've already agreed around this table he's the match of McDermott in terms of coaching. They have the easiest schedule.
I didn't agree to that.
Sorry. We have the easiest schedule at the Patriots. And if we can avoid the quarterback plummet in the second year that Mac Jones had, don't forget in his first year, we went to the playoffs. And then in his second year, it was like watching John throw the ball around, right? So if we can avoid that, I actually think the Patriots are set up reasonably well to quickly turn the team around. Travion Henderson looks awesome, admittedly, in preseason, which, you know, we see a lot of people look good in preseason, but he looks really good. But for me, it's the return of Josh McDaniels is just as important. If he can make his concepts mesh with what Drake May can do, then he has a history with the Patriots, at least, of turning average offensive players into great contributors.
He has a history with Tom Brady.
Yes. And therein is the rub.
Yeah, and it's almost like everyone kind of compares, everyone does this, is it Belichick, is it Brady? I think you could say the same, is it McDaniels, is it Brady?
Absolutely.
Every time he's gone anywhere else, it's been a fucking car crash.
He certainly isn't head coaching material.
Definitely
but I
not.
still think he's a really, really good offensive coordinator. And I am hopeful that Drake May can work with that and be as good as his potential paints him to be. Now, this is all potential at this time of year, but with a half-decent supporting cast last year, you could have seen the Patriots winning 2 or 3 more games.
I mean, that's
This
fair.
year, I believe they have that cast. And then it predicates on the fact that the next team along is the Dolphins, and they are going backwards.
See, I had the next team along as the Jets, in my prediction.
For me, it's reasonably close. I don't think the Jets are quite ready, but the Dolphins are walking backwards. You've got you've lost big pieces on defense. Tua will get injured.
Yeah.
Who's the backup? Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
So you're not winning any games when Tua's out. Mike McDaniel seems to be slowly losing the team.
Yep.
Tyreek and Tua aren't on the same page. Tyreek may not even be there all season.
I'd be surprised if he's there for the whole season.
There's just too many questions. Oh, and Teron Armstead retired.
Yep.
So who is stopping Tua getting beaten into the floor?
I
I don't see.
Someone Armstead anyway because he's never fit.
I don't see many positives to talk about on the Dolphins. So I'm not sure that the division is as close in the middle as I thought it would be. I thought the Patriots, Dolphins, and Jets would be really close. The Patriots are trending up, Dolphins are trending down, and then the Jets. What is it you're expecting beyond stability? If Aaron Glenn gets stability out of this team, bearing in mind, Justin Fields, I think, is really good, but he's not a throwing quarterback, he's a running quarterback. And how many running quarterbacks flourish under defensive head coaches?
Justin Fields did pretty well at Pittsburgh.
He should
last
not have been
year.
dropped for Russell Wilson.
No, exactly.
No,
that's what
I
I'm saying.
agree.
And that's a defensive head coach, a defensive team. I think it's similar to putting him in this position now, where I think he's got a better offense to work with in terms of like he's got Garrett Wilson, he's got Breece Hall, he's got an
I don't see
improving
it.
offensive line, probably better than what Pittsburgh was last year.
It's certainly the equal, if not
Yeah.
better. Yeah, absolutely. Garrett Wilson is going to have to be the star.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
think.
But I mean,
The yards after catch is going to have to be incredible because Justin Fields doesn't go long.
yeah, I agree with that. But I'd also say that I think for this team, it's after all the shit that they went through last year with Aaron Rodgers and whoever was running the team, and I don't think it was Salah at one point.
Yeah.
I mean, this is now it has to be a whole culture change.
It's a complete rebuild again.
Yeah,
So
probably.
here's the question that I thought was interesting to ask about the three below the Bills. If Vrabel had been appointed to the Jets, would you think the Jets could finish, say, second in this division? Is he able to turn that around, as opposed to Glenn, who is a first-time head coach? Are the teams that close that coaching makes that big a difference in this division? Because I think it's possible.
Probably, yeah.
So
I would say Vrabel's had a big say over the players that have come in
definitely
for the Patriots, probably more so than McDaniel and Glenn have for Dolphins.
I'd also say he'd had a big say, having looked at the cuts on who's gone out, because he clearly didn't rate Cole Strange, who was a 2022
first round
pick,
he's gone.
and they've cut him.
Yep.
So,
but even at the time when they drafted him in the first round, it was a shock.
People raised a few eyebrows. The other one is Duggar, the safety, who they played in every preseason game because Vrabel was basically saying, "I don't think you're good enough. Go and play." And they've kept him, but
I still think it is close between those three.
Yeah,
if I'm honest, and I still think that the Dolphins, I would probably overall take the Dolphins roster, I reckon, over the other two.
yeah, I think the roster is as good.
If I'm honest, I don't really like the coach. I never liked him.
No.
Probably because I picked up on his glasses and the fact he was a twat earlier than most. When he was in the crowd getting people to fucking pick plays and being a fucking knob jockey. But at the end of the day, I just think they still do have some real quality. Like, I get Tua gets injured, but he is quality. Like, he's
a really good player.
spectacular things, but he is.
But
is
for only for
so,
7 games, 8 games a season.
But if it's the right 7-8 games a season, then they still end up with a half decent record, don't they? So
if the Dolphins don't make the playoffs this season, McDaniel will be gone.
Yep.
And that is that is a heavy weight to carry around.
A good few of us are predicting him to be the first head coach to go.
I've got him as the hottest seat in the AFC, I reckon.
He's hottest seat in the NFL.
You reckon?
But we go on about Tua's injury. I don't think Tua's injury record is the one that concerns me most in Miami. It's Achan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love Achan. When he's going, he's a brilliant, but he's tiny. He's small, and he's too small, really, to be a
every down back,
back.
which is what Tyreek was saying.
And I think when McDaniel came across from San Francisco, he was the running play genius, and he's not showing it.
No.
And there's just too many gaps for the Dolphins.
The depth on the Dolphins roster is
appalling.
Paper thin, yeah.
It's really. I mean, you look at the third wide receiver is Malik Washington.
Yeah.
Which makes you the 4th wide receiver.
Basically.
They could have the best pass rush in the league.
No, I'm not so sure.
It's good on paper.
Chop Robinson is an absolute beast. Phillips, there's great players.
Bradley Chubb, Matt Judon.
You can just chuck it over the top of them, and they have the worst secondary in the league.
Sorry, on ESPN, I've got their right cornerback listed as someone called Storm Duck.
Yeah,
undrafted free agent Storm
Duck.
Duck.
First choice cornerback.
Yeah,
absolute nobodies. So I worry for them.
Storm Duck.
The thing is, it might be a lot of fun to watch Dolphins games this year because you can score on them, but they can score on you if
Tua is fit.
If everything is right and the players are fit and Daniels has his run mojo.
Before we move on from the AFC East, because we need to move round to Jim, let's say the Dolphins don't make the playoffs and McDaniels gets the chop. Mm-hmm. That's what we think. Mm-hmm. Is that the end of Tua in Miami as well?
Yeah, has to be.
I don't know. Like, plenty of people would say he looks like a player that if I can protect him, he'll be really good.
Gary's right. He's a good quarterback.
Yeah.
He's
right in the middle of the league for me.
Yeah, but I'd say he's above the mythical Dalton line.
Yeah,
it depends on his contract.
Yeah,
that's what it depends.
And who's next?
It depends on his fitness. I'm sorry. That's the biggest thing. You can pay him whatever you want. If he's not, you pay him league minimum. And if he's not fit, then you're still wasting money,
his
aren't you?
fitness isn't all on him, is it? They keep letting him get hit.
Yeah.
Like, so we can say it's fitness, but like
other quarterbacks get hit quite a lot. CJ Stroud got hit a shit ton last year. He didn't get injured. Tua's had
CTE waiting.
Don't forget, in October 24, we were talking about whether he should retire.
Tua's had an injury history dating back from his Alabama
Only
days.
women.
I don't think it was only us women, though, Gary. I think it was most of the league.
But Tua's hasn't been fit since he entered the league. He wasn't fit in his last year at college, all the years before his final year. So it's always been an issue with him.
All right, fair enough.
So just final things. Just remind us what you've got your prediction as.
Bills, Patriots, Finns, Jets. Probably only the Bills get the playoffs.
Fair enough.
Patriots might sneak in as the 7.
I got something different, but we'll do that next week.
Oh, you don't want it now?
No, I don't. We'll go. We can go for it, but I want them next week.
All right.
So you've got some extra time to have a.
Jim, I'm guessing you're up next because Gary's probably never ready.
Exactly.
It's the North. It's
the North. And I think the AFC North is pretty easy to predict this year. I think there's quite clearly a number 1 team. There's quite clearly a number 4 team. And I think the other two, I don't think there's going to be much argument about who's in the middle. So I've gone Ravens to win it, Bengals 2nd, Steelers 3rd, Browns 4th. I think the Ravens are perennial contenders. I think they look as good as they've ever looked this year. They've re-signed Ronnie Stanley. They brought Derrick Henry back, I think is still brilliant. They've got Jair Alexander in the cornerback on an already good defensive roster. I think they're two safeties. They've re-signed Hamilton today, and they've got Malachi Starks to play alongside him. I think that frees Hamilton up to do a little bit more than just play safety. I think that makes it interesting. And on the offense, I think they've got probably one of the favourites, if not the favourite, to be MVP next year. Probably unlucky not to get it last year. Didn't deserve to get it the year before, but that's it. Bengals. Laughing as we watch cricket.
Trying to do this while watching us lose at the cricket is not ideal.
I'm watching Griff celebrate.
I thought he'd gone far
celebrate
enough.
and then not celebrate.
It was a 6.
Yeah.
Not a 6.
Bengals, the offense is going to be amazing. It's going to be brilliant because they've got a top quarterback playing, and they've got great wide receivers. The offensive line's not brilliant. The running game's not brilliant, but it doesn't matter because you've got Joe Burrow, and he's fucking brilliant. And he's another contender probably to be MVP. And then
is he going to be the next Dan Marino?
Yeah, potentially.
The next great quarterback that never wins anything.
I think that's a really good shout.
Could have amazing stats at the end of his career. Loves playing the game, but loses.
He's already in his prime years, and they are throwing it away.
He's got some time yet.
He's got time.
He's got the type of player he is. But he's not a running quarterback. He's a pocket passer. He's got time to mature.
Seeing as we talk about him, here's the thing, right? We're all just about old enough to remember Carson Palmer at the Bengals, a man who demanded to be allowed to leave because they were just destroying his chance of winning anything. It's going to be the same thing. Burrow will beg his way out of there.
Did you see there was an interview with Brady lately where he basically said Joe Burrow isn't doing enough to make the whole team win. He's just worried about being great Joe Burrow.
I'm sorry, I don't understand that.
Does he play safety now?
Yeah.
But what Brady was saying was when he was at the Patriots, like, if he wasn't happy with stuff, he would get different groups of players together. He would get himself involved.
He's a different type of leader.
It was a different. And he was saying like he invested in winning as well.
Yeah.
And he wonders if Burrow's
probably
is
when
doing it.
Probably when Brady was in his 30s.
Brady said it. I'm just sharing.
But you're probably right.
I think you're right, but that's probably when Brady was in his 30s. We're forgetting Brady in the first 2 Super Bowls he won. That was defense that won those 2 Super Bowls.
And then they had 10 years where they didn't go back.
Exactly.
And his Bucks Super Bowl was defense as well.
Predominantly, he was good.
Fuck, it was.
Burrow's brilliant. Still got the issue on defense, but it's at least got better in the fact that they have re-signed Trey Hendrickson finally, even if it is just for a year.
He's turning up now, isn't he?
Yeah. Who have we got next? Steelers. But they would be 4th. I don't like the Aaron Rodgers signing. I don't like the DK Metcalf signing. I don't think those 2 players go well together.
I think they're going to go great together.
Well, I think
you
could be wrong.
Yeah.
Really?
Because we all know he'll just have his guy. He's just looking for, and it'll just be.
But
his guy,
DK Metcalf.
He's playing in LA at the moment.
DK Metcalf
6-yard passes to DK Metcalf.
He can't read a route tree.
DK Metcalf doesn't have 6-yard passes. He doesn't.
That's
catch
what they're doing
passes.
with him. That's if
He
you look at
catches
pre-season,
30-yard passes.
Yeah.
But he doesn't catch 6-yard passes.
I'm not going to say it's going to be. I'm not saying it's going to work, but I think he's found his guy.
John did tell me it was going to work because he told me to keep DK Metcalf in our keeper league.
See,
So either he's trying to fucking
he's trying to
sabotage me, or he does really believe it.
I'm not a DK fan, but I
am a DK fan, and I'm concerned.
I'm not a DK fan. I never have been, and I would be very concerned.
No, I think it's saying more about Rodgers, but I think he's just going to want his new bloke, the one wide receiver he's heard of, and he'll just throw the ball.
Rodgers quarterbacks like Chase picks
Yeah,
fantasy.
exactly. Yeah.
I spoke to Chase earlier, and all he was delighted was about the fact that Amari Cooper's gone back to the Raiders, so he got his 10-year-old Raiders shirt.
back in fashion.
Slightly more snug.
I really want Amari Cooper not to have the same number. So and they still have a great defense because they still got a great defense and they got a great defensive head coach. And then we got the clusterfuck that is the Cleveland Browns, who are just shit.
That's your review, is it?
Like, I lost a bit of respect for Myles Garrett this offseason.
Oh, absolutely. A bit.
Well, yeah. Well, no, I still got a lot of respect for him because he's massive and he'll beat the shit out of me if I've ever met him.
He doesn't listen.
So,
No one fucking
yeah,
listens.
he should not have gone back to the Browns. There's the win.
No.
Like,
Also, as well, the Browns have mortgaged their future on him being amazing for the next 5 years, 4 years, whatever it is. And
I think
he's just going to get older.
I think from the Browns' point of view, they had to keep him because I think there would have been mutiny from the fans if they let him go. And then to keep him, they had to pay him a shit ton of money, and that's the only way he's sold out. For me, he's sold out. Boo fucking who? I'm sorry, but I don't like that. And then you've got the whole palaver at quarterback where Joe Flacco's the best quarterback on the roster.
So is Joe Flacco the only thing stopping this Browns team going 1-16?
Just about, yeah.
Doesn't that worry everyone?
Yeah,
I've loved watching the Joe Flacco resurgence, if you like, but don't think he wasn't brilliant.
He wasn't
at the Colts
great
last year.
No,
Like the Colts
far
weren't
from
great,
it.
but he's still the best thing they've got.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I just don't see it. It feels almost deliberate, like they've realised that they have to tank all over again to erase the Watson issue. But how many times can you rinse this fan base? It's just not okay.
Should have just kept Baker. It's just mad.
Well,
that is one of the worst decisions they've ever made.
Baker, take Watson and just fuck it.
Hasman did come out and say, yeah, Watson was a really big mistake, which then puts all the power back into Watson's hand because he's like, well, I'm just going to stay here and get 130 million and take your money and not play.
It's crazy.
I mean, that whole thing's crazy.
They are a terribly run franchise. Just before you're moving on, revisiting the Steelers, would I be wrong in thinking that the best thing that could happen for the Steelers this season is Aaron Rodgers gets injured in week 4?
Who's their backup?
Mason Rudolph. Forget who the backup is. It's irrelevant because it doesn't matter if they lose with Mason Rudolph. It matters if they lose with Aaron Rodgers.
True.
So if he gets injured and he's basically forcibly retired, because I feel they've made a massive error in signing Aaron Rodgers. Mm-hmm. They should have drafted someone higher, and they should have been looking elsewhere in the market.
I mean, definitely looking elsewhere in the market. I don't know why they wouldn't go after someone like Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins or Derek Carr before he retired was my choice for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Kirk Cousins is a far better choice right now than Aaron Rodgers, surely.
Yes.
I think the only thing I would say is it will be interesting because the power dynamic seems very different to the Rodgers in the Jets already. There's a lot of love-ins already in there between Tomlin.
Rodgers was like that the first year at the Jets as well.
Yeah, he was, but he was still trying to call the shots, wasn't he?
They did sign a whole load of his players.
Exactly. I'm not sure he's got that same power after those 2 years in the Jets.
Hard Knocks, when they had the Jets and they had Aaron Rodgers, he almost convinced me he was worth supporting as a player because he seemed like a good guy. He seemed like he's really bought in. Then he got injured, and that was a shame. Quite funny. Wow. But then in the second year, it was... Yeah.
And what's the greatest 4 snaps in NFL?
Yeah.
Five. I love that we've been doing this so long. I knew you were going to say that. It also did occur to me that it's possible that the Steelers finish the season with a quarterback who isn't on their roster at the moment because of the Aaron Rodgers situation.
Yeah.
And if they do, it'll be Jameis Winston from the Giants.
Yeah, why not? Just a quick note on Shadil Sanders. Yes, he's the third third quarterback on the depth chart, which is probably right. He holds on to the ball too long. We were discussing that before we started recording. His average time to throw in preseason was 3.9 seconds, almost 4 seconds. So other notable longest preseason times to throw, 2022, Malik Willis, 3.7 seconds.
That went well.
2021, Justin Fields, 3.5 seconds.
Still there.
2019, Danny Etling.
The guy that became a tight end.
3.45 seconds. 2015, Tim Tebow, 3.46 seconds. They're all faster than Shadir Sanders, and they were all
Dropped very quickly,
Dropped very quickly, bad.
Fields is the only one still trudging along. Yeah. I'm sure Danny Etling had to become a tight end.
I just thought he was a DJ, but then I remember not Danny Etling.
Danny Rampling, isn't it?
Yeah.
God, yeah. Poor. So remind us again your prediction.
Ravens, Bengals, Steelers, Browns.
I can't disagree with that.
I can, but only because I've seen. I just remember how bad the Bengals defense was. I don't think it's got much better.
Everybody that's put their predictions in so far has gone for the exact same,
apart from John.
Apart from me.
John's gone Ravens. John's gone no. He's gone Ravens, Steelers, Bengals, Browns.
Because I just don't see what's his face, Joe Burrow, being able to throw 700 yards a game. And then when he does, and he gets the MVP for the first ever 7,000-yard season.
I almost put him as my MVP.
I
might change it still.
I think he might be the best player.
I
don't think players in teams that bad get the MVP.
I genuinely think he was unlucky not to win it last year. And he was never going to win it last year because the Bengals didn't win enough.
And I don't think the game.
But I thought he was probably the best player.
Oh yeah. Yes.
Best quarterback.
Well, that's the award, isn't it? Yeah. But yeah. Okay. Fair enough. We'll get everyone else's predictions next week. So Gary, do you want to take us through the AFC South?
Not really. One, because I haven't done any prep, and two, because it's full of shit teams. So but I will do my best. So obviously, the AFC South, I will give you my my order first, I suppose. So got the Texans to win the division, backed up by the Jags, followed by the Titans, followed by the Colts. So I think there's been some interesting stuff. Obviously, I think the Texans are coming off a really tough season. They've done a lot of work to kind of make sure their defense is quite clearly still the best defense in that division. So they've re-signed a lot of players and added a couple more pieces. And obviously, we're hoping to get CJ Stroud from the previous year. I think they do look a little light in terms of offensive weapons. Still, they don't look like they've got some pieces. But I don't think they've got enough still really to threaten the big boys in the wider AFC. Yeah. But I think for this division, that I would say they've got enough. That's what I think anyway. When you look at what they've got, it's above other people, isn't it? So I think overall their roster stronger. They've had one change at coordinator, but they're still a tight unit. They're the best. They're the best team in the division.
I don't mind the change at coordinator either.
No, I don't mind the change at coordinator either. So
I like Anarumo. I can't even say his name. Anarumo.
But I would just like a bit more at
you pronouncing his name or having a stroke? That's probably really offensive to someone. Just so you know.
But if you look at what they did on defence, re-signed Danielle Hunter, Derek Stingley, Bennett, Edwards, all signed new deals. So they've done a lot of work. But we want to see that explosive offense we saw 2 years ago. I think that'll be the key as to whether they can go deep in the playoffs or whether they're going to be one and done in the playoffs. But they should walk the division, really.
Yeah.
I think. So then we move on to the Jags. Someone do the Duval thing for me.
Duval.
So
it's never going away.
So obviously all change the Jags. We've never heard that before, have we? So they've got rid of a load of absolute turd, obviously. Both at GM level and also player level. Evan Ingram, Christian Kirk, a very expensive Christian Kirk, have moved on.
He's only expensive because he paid the Jaguar tax.
It was very expensive, though, wasn't he?
It was a big tax.
Like, it was a very big tax.
It was in the year after Urban Meyer, though. It had to be a big fucking tax.
And I think, look, for me, there's a couple of things. It's like we've now got we've got at least one, but possibly two really strong receivers now. So if we're going to see Trevor Lawrence be this Trevor Lawrence that people hope he can still be with the talent that his arm does have, well, you've got obviously multiple targets now. You've got obviously the Travis Hunter pick, which really strengthens that, and I think he is going to be more of a wide receiver than cornerback. They're clearly going to use him on both sides of the ball, but it's when and how. But he's definitely spending more time in preseason on offense, so I think that's going to be really interesting to see. But if it just frees up space for the others around him. Who was the rookie last year?
Brian Thomas.
Brian Thomas. So if they can free him up with Hunter just being on the field, and then Trevor Lawrence can, just be, a bit better, than
cut out the
than
mistakes.
awful, and throw less interceptions.
It's cutting the mistakes out more than anything, because I think he's got the talent to make the right throws, and decision making is generally good. I just think it's sometimes he lets it. Whether it's a loss of concentration, I don't know. Whether it's the scheme he's playing in, I don't know. I think Liam Cohen coming over from the Bucks should help.
Yeah,
I mean, look what he did with Baker. I think that's a good sign.
Although I'm not really one to buy into this quarterback whisperer stuff.
I'm not either, but I think it helps having
good play callers. Does help.
Yeah.
Of course it does. But Trevor Lawrence has been in the game long enough now that he should be able to make the right decisions, at the line. So I'm not as convinced that there are all these quarterback whisperers, if I'm honest.
Is it not just possible that Trevor Lawrence just really isn't that good?
Well, like I've said that for quite a while.
That's what
I'm saying. This season is the season, isn't it? If he's got
put up or shut up.
Well, yeah, I think so. I think if he can't do it now and at least get them towards a wild card, then I think then you really got to start questioning. And if I was,
I've
Liam
genuinely
Cohen,
not looked
then I'd
this
be
up,
saying,
so you'll shoot it down. But how much better in terms of winning percentage is Trevor Lawrence as opposed to Blake Bortles?
Oh, I love Blake Bortles.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like
man of the year.
But he did have an amazing defense.
Sure, and it's not all winning
sacks
percentage,
as well,
but
didn't he?
I'm just saying, like, currently the more impactful quarterback for the Jaguars out of the two of them is Blake Bortles. It's not Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence has been Daniel Jones. Like, when we look at it,
Basically.
that's what the stats tell us. He's been Daniel Jones, but with better PR and
Better hair.
I don't think so. I think it's awful. It's like watching
the
someone.
hair?
I think
watching
everyone
someone
with
from
hair
Hanson.
has better hair. Like,
It's like someone watching from Hanson, fucking, and like they were a terrible band in the 90s.
Go on, John.
Trevor Lawrence
Yeah.
has a 22-38 record, so he's won
That's
22,
not
lost
bad.
30.
Yeah.
Bortles had 27-51 in his career. So it's not, but Lawrence is the better record.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. It just always, like, they haven't taken a big step forward with Trevor Lawrence at any point. Not really.
No.
So he's not having, Joe Burrow's impact on the Bengals,
Yeah.
you can measure. Josh Allen at the Bills, you can measure.
Yeah.
I'd say they took a little step forwards,
But
then
not
they,
elite.
then they
It's been
took
no-
a step back.
Yeah.
That was the problem.
And that's why I'm saying this year, I think, is the year that they either do something with him or
they move on.
Then Liam Cohen's going to have to
He'd
say,
look-
I'm not
He'd
signing
look
up
good
to
at the
this.
Dolphins, is all I'm saying.
I've just seen his cap hit. It's fucking Lawrence.
They've signed him up to be the face of the franchise for forever.
Yeah, if they trade him end of this year, it's not bad. It's not. It could be worse.
The thing is, even if they wanted to trade him, they're still, as an organisation, they're still stupid enough to ask for too much. I don't think anyone would pay 2-3 first-round picks for Trevor Lawrence. I wouldn't.
God, no.
Not with that salary.
No.
And then obviously we move on to the Titans, who I have coming third in the division. Obviously, worst in the league last year. Some, a really bad year for them. But I think they've done some good stuff. I like what I've seen so far from Cam Ward. don't think he's going to be generational talent, but I do think he's looked good. I think he comes across well, seems very dedicated. So
I think I'd say during the draft process, and probably because it was almost recognised as a bad quarterback class, I think that means it devalues him. I think he's probably he was a good quarterback in college.
Yeah.
I think he'll be a solid quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah, and that's what I mean.
Maybe not brilliant, but
he seems to have all the stories that are coming out are very, positive around his attitude and all that kind of stuff. So I think they've got something they can build around. I think they've done some good moves to bring some experience into that team, especially at kind of wide receiver to help him. So Tyler Lockett, he's not the Tyler Lockett of 3 or 4 years ago, but he will still be able to help a rookie quarterback try and get open for him and stuff like that. And I think, we're just expecting it to move to a 6 or 7 wins season, aren't we? I think that's progress, isn't it? They've still got nowhere near enough pieces.
I think where he benefits from, where other rookie quarterbacks often don't, is that he's got a really solid offensive line in front of him.
Yeah.
Which, you're right. I mean, the wide receivers are probably on the back 9 of their career. We look at Calvin Ridley, Tyler Lockett, and Van Jefferson. Calvin Ridley might get drafted in fantasy, but the rest probably won't. But because he's got such a good offensive line, it'll elevate them as well. I think from that side of things, he will be better than probably the average rookie quarterback.
Yeah. My concern, and I agree, I actually think he could be a very solid starter. The running game's not great. Absolutely could kill him this season.
Yeah, but they've brought in a new tight end as well in the draft, and a couple of new wide receivers. They've stacked the defense with a couple more veterans as well.
But who's the lead running back? Is it Pollard?
Pollard, yeah.
Because Tajay Spears just got ruled out, didn't he?
Yeah. I say they're not. They're nowhere near.
No, and they shouldn't be trying. They shouldn't be trying.
His division's awful.
Yeah,
but they've got a decent line to protect him.
Yeah,
they've got some decent veterans on defense. So hopefully, they're not chasing the game every single week from miles behind and having to throw 100 times. But the run game will hurt him as a rookie.
An improved line will help the run game as well. Like Tony Pollard isn't elite, but he's not a bomb.
He was decent at the Cowboys. Remember when the Cowboys?
I'm not slating him, but just saying
they've got a new left tackle.
You'd want better as a rookie, as a rookie quarterback.
Yeah, rookie quarterback. You want Derrick Henry back there.
And you look at him in the preseason. He's still raw. Like he's going to make some stupid throws, but I kind of like him. He's taking chances and but he does throw a lovely ball. So it's going to be up and down, for Ward this year, I think. But I think he could be a lot of fun. I love the story of him turning up to the facility at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
And going basically they have to turn the lights out on him because he's like they asked him and he's like, well, my dad
hated his job and he got up at 4 a.m.
I'm being paid to play football. Like I'll turn up at 4 a.m.
All the good things you want to hear coming out of a rookie quarterback, not the get caught twice drunk driving.
So it'll be better. It'll be better, but it won't be good enough. And then obviously last, we don't need to talk about them very much really, is the Colts. They've just got chaos at the quarterback position. Daniel Jones, if you're not good enough for the Giants, who, since Eli, they just haven't been good or well run as well.
Does anyone believe Daniel Jones can be this year's Sam Darnold?
No.
No, neither do I. Okay, fine. I was just wanting to float it. I've really wanted to find something for the Colts to hang their hat on.
I think this year's Daniel Jones will be this year's Sam Darnold. It's going to be bad from both of them. Yeah. I don't trust either of them. But
it's all going to be on Jonathan Taylor. Every other team's going to know it's all on Jonathan Taylor, and he's going to get fucking destroyed. I wouldn't be surprised if he does a knee or something within the first 5 or 6 weeks because he's just going to be asked to run the ball too much. They won't be able to get him freed up because they know they can't trust Daniel Jones to run to pass.
See,
the ball.
Daniel Jones can run. Like he has some traits. He's clearly better than Richardson. Would anyone disagree?
Nope.
Richardson should be a running back.
Now,
Richardson should be Taysom Hill.
Yeah. That's what he is. He's Taysom Hill.
He's Taysom Hill.
If he was sensible, he should, and had good advisors, they'd say, Look at the career Taysom Hill's made out of him.
Yeah, how much money he's made, yeah.
How much money he's made, how much the fact that he's played a good number of seasons. You, Anthony Richardson, you're not a starting quarterback. You can't throw the ball good enough, and you can't stay fit.
But you are a red zone threat.
But yeah, you're a weapon when you're on the field from one point of view. And even if he is on the field in some sort of wildcat formation, defenses still have to account for him maybe throwing the ball.
So, question again then, following that up. Is there anything to be said for... Because basically we've been told, right, it seems like the Colts have pretty much given up on him. Is there anything to be said for him sitting for another year or two and continuing to develop, considering he had, was it 13 starts at college? Well, because it reminds me of Alex Smith. His first 3 years at San Francisco, he had like a 48% completion percentage. He threw 1 touchdown to 11 picks in his first season.
He was still a pocket passer, wasn't he?
Like they're not the same
He had
player.
so much more experience at the college level.
But he had time to develop.
Yeah.
So look at Trey Lance now. He's now starting to look at least like a quarterback.
No, but do you get better at playing football by not playing football?
Well, this is the issue. This is the issue with there being no B league, as it were.
Like,
no, I'm not saying one way or the other. I'm just asking. Right now, if you're asking my opinion, the Colts would be better off playing Dwayne Haskins at quarterback, but they can't do that, can they?
Jesus fucking Christ.
Wow, we gave him too much sugar.
Wow.
Yeah. Right.
Unfair.
We should go back to my finishing list of the South.
Yes, please. I think we've discussed Daniel Jones enough.
So I had obviously I had the Texans, followed by the Jags, followed by the Titans, followed by the Colts. But it is a shonky delivery.
It's really bad.
Dwayne Haskins.
I've done really well not to make a joke about trucking defenders.
Boo.
No joke to John.
So I'll finish off with the West.
No, sorry, it's offside. We've just gone free.
Sorry,
that is the most devastating thing.
To be fair, the linesman put his flag straight up.
We're watching Grimsby and Man United. So
dedicated to sports.
Like a good comedy, we do.
Dedicated to sports, like a good comedy.
I'll start off with who I think's going to win this division. It's the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, shock.
That they have lost Rashee Rice for the first 6 games, which is a shame because I think he was quiet to start his career, and then these last 10 games he's played for the Chiefs have been epic. It's just that's happened over a year and a half. If he comes back and is as he was, then great, because that means you can use Xavier Worthy, who was last year's draft pick, as a bit of a cheat code, and it feels a bit harsh for a first round wide receiver, but if he has a career like Ted Ginn or Percy Harvin, he would make the Chiefs a lot of fun to watch. They've sorted out they've brought some people on the line, so they've actually got a left tackle this year.
2 tackles. I mean, they picked up Josh Simmons in the draft, who I really liked.
Yes.
And bringing in Jalen Moore from the 49ers, I think. Not stellar, but I think solid. I
Well,
think it's improved.
the thing is, Jalen Moore allows Simmons to bed in.
Yeah.
So if Simmons looks like he's actually going to be able to make an impact as a rookie, but they've got Jalen Moore as insurance. They've got Nadi as well. So with what's his face, Mahomes,
the fella at quarterback.
Mahomes. What he wants is he's not bothered about the guards. What he needs, he's very concerned about his tackles, which is the opposite of a lot of, like, Brady was always, the tackles are fine. What I need is stars at my guard.
Yeah, he didn't want to come through the middle.
Through the middle, he's more concerned about outside pressure, different players and stuff. So Simmons more, that really helps out. So they are a bit light on defence, because if you're going to pay, McDuffie, Jones, all these players what's his face Karlaftis got a big deal this year. You know, it's gonna require Spagnuolo to come up with more magic juice that secret sauce that he's got where suddenly becomes like they're fucking great.
He isn't an Italian chef, you know that, right?
No. But what he does, he schemes like
it's what
brilliantly.
we were saying. What we were saying previously about Vrabel from a coaching point lifts the Patriots. Spags from a defensive coordinator point lifts the Chiefs so much.
Yeah, and there's just that they still have as well McDuffie, Karlaftis, Chris Jones, and that does help. I'm worried about the running game. Pacheco is
injury prone.
Often
prone.
Elijah Mitchell,
injury
prone.
They've still got Kareem Hunt, who is
probably their lead back.
No, it's Pacheco. Pacheco is Bashard Smith is a rookie. None of the Bashard Smith's going to be a catching back. The rest of them, there's no explosiveness there. That just worries me.
I think all of them are good when they're fit. I think that's
Yeah.
So I don't mind having all of them, but you got to be prepared to have Pacheco go out in week 3.
Be prepared to have none of them.
Elijah Mitchell go out in week 5, and then you're stuck with Kareem Hunt running everything.
Yeah, no, I worry for that, but
I'm not sure.
I do think we're going to get. I think we're going to get Mahomes wanting to be a bit more like 2021, 20.
I'm not sure why people are so down on the Chiefs. I think they'll be just fine. Again, they won 15 games last season. Like, they'll be
Playing
fine.
distinctly average as well.
They'll be
Yeah.
fine.
And they got.
And will Kelsey be back to more of a player than he like he?
He should have retired.
I don't know. I've got this. Like again, I've got him in Dynasty, and
You can't risk letting him go.
Let him go because if I let him go, I said this to John. If I let him go, and then he's like prime Kelsey, I'm going to look like a fucking moron.
He won't be prime.
I had to pick him in that fantasy league, and when I did, I threw up a little bit in my mouth.
I think he'll be fine because he just looked unfit last year. Not like I don't.
Did you see him? Did you see him in Happy Gilmore too?
No, I didn't watch that because
I saw him in the
The guy does not look like a pro footballer.
It was one of the worst Super Bowl performances from a starting quality player that you've seen in a long time. It was really
everyone
poor.
was poor. Everyone was poor. in that
that's
Chiefs
true.
team. And as well, he's got a wedding to look fit for. So
That's it. You've mentioned it. I'm leaving.
We agreed we would not make
Yeah, I text about this.
What a cunt.
I'd rather you talked about demon hunters.
Or Dwayne Haskins. Anything, but not that.
well, I'm just saying.
I've had to watch that K-pop Demon Hunters 6 times in the last.
Fuck is
I don't
K-pop
even
demon?
got no
It's
idea
a
what
Netflix
you're going
film.
on with.
It's been the most watched Netflix film of all time. 240 million views.
Most of it's you, by the sounds of things.
Yeah.
My daughter. And
But
my
yes,
wife. Yeah.
I just think he's going to be fitter than he has been the last couple of years. Elsewhere, Broncos. I think the West is a really interesting division this year because all 4 teams are at least interesting. I'm not going to say good.
Yeah, right, yeah.
The Broncos. We went into last season.
I thought that as well, Gary.
We went into last season going, is Bo Nix going to be any good? Has Sean Payton lost his mojo? And turns out, no, Bo Nix is fine, and Payton is, the
Back to Peyton.
Full
back
of
to
mojo.
Payton. Yeah. They've got in RJ Harvey, who I think could be a really fun running back to watch in that system. Evan Ingram, about what you say.
I don't hate that.
I don't mind
Look
it.
what Peyton did with tight ends in the Saints.
And on the defence, they've brought in Hufanga and Greenlaw.
Yeah, and I love
Evan
that.
Ingram is not Jimmy Graham,
No, he's not.
so you can't just magic him into Jimmy.
I'm not
Graham.
saying he is going to be Jimmy Graham. Certainly not. But I think he's going to be all right.
They've still got an amazing offensive line. Vance Joseph, good defensive coordinator. I think this will be the team to challenge the Chiefs if anyone does.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're both going to make the playoffs. The Chargers, I really love the Chargers, despite the fact that they've got 6 fans. but
You one of them.
no, but I was all for them. All three of these teams got to the playoffs last year, and I was going to predict the same. But I just think that Rashawn Slater injury is just, I think...
And what have you got beyond Lad McConkey? Why do you re-sign Keenan Allen?
Trey Harris can be. I think I don't mind the Keenan Allen thing, the signing, because I think it adds some depth that they don't have. Amari and Hampton
I was going to say
is great. Could be a great
this is
pickup if the
Jim
line works.
it's Jim Harbaugh.
They'll run the ball.
Running the ball, and he's got Amari and Hampton. Who apparently looks like the next coming of Derrick Henry.
Yeah, it just seems to. It looks. He's such a Jim Harbaugh pick, isn't he?
Yeah.
Mekhi Becton has signed, but he's struggling with injury as well.
Shock.
Because that's Mekhi Becton. Even though he apparently looks a bit fitter, like, not as heavy as he's been before, but still, he's still a massive bloke. But I think they'll be third, but I think they'll just miss out on playoffs this year. Raiders. So they brought in Pete Carroll to add some age to the building. Chip Kelly to add some
Flair.
Yeah, he's been doing some cool stuff at college.
I'm going to relish seeing a Chip Kelly offense again.
Yeah,
That was
It worked out so well.
I quite like the idea of seeing an offense run by Ric Flair. Woo! That would be amazing.
they brought in Ashton Janty, who was one of the most high-profile picks in the draft. Unfortunately, behind them, they've got no. Oh, in front of him, in fact, he's got no offensive line. Possibly the worst in the division, in the AFC, maybe the NFL. Luckily Gino is used to having to play behind a shit O-line. I think he's an upgrade on what they've had. But I do worry that it's going to be just a lot of being chased by defenders. Elsewhere, Christian Wilkins left. There's a big
blaze of glory.
Big free agent signing last year. It's just, but I also think the old Raiders would have kept him and just let him cause havoc. At least this one, they saw it coming, let him go. But
Was he causing havoc, or was he just kissing people on the head?
Well, apparently he's kissing people on the head, but he hasn't been signed by anyone because I think he's carrying an injury and refusing to get it seen to.
Right.
So it's just a bit odd. But yeah.
Laurent Blanc used to kiss Fabian Barthez on the head.
Exactly.
Yeah, but you won a World Cup, so.
Exactly.
So I think that they are interesting because Janty, Beck, I think, are two really great pickups. Mm-hmm. I just wonder.
You haven't mentioned the Amari Cooper signing, John.
I haven't. No. Well, they've re-signed Amari Cooper, so they have two pass catchers. Brock Bowers.
And they signed Kenny Pickett, won a Super Bowl.
Well,
did.
Because their quarterback's fucked.
Eddie
one of them
Connors.
raised his wrist. Yeah.
Eddie Connors injured.
Well, that's probably the best thing for them, to be honest, because he's shit.
Yeah. But yeah, Bowers, is great, but the O-line is so bad that I do think we might be, at the end of the season going, is Janty a bit of a bust because he's not been able to do anything because he just can't move behind that line. So I've got Chiefs, Broncos, Chargers, Raiders. Any?
I have the same.
I've got the same, but I think the Raiders and the Chargers might be closer together, and the Broncos and the Chiefs might be closer together. I think the Chargers might be a bit disappointing this season.
I think they will come third, but there's still a Jim Harbaugh team.
Yeah,
I think
They'll
they're
be
getting.
solid.
You've
got them second.
I've got them third, but I've got both Broncos and Chargers going to the playoffs again.
I do not.
I could see it, but it all hangs on that Rashawn Slater injury, and I just think it's big. I think it matters for the Chargers. But yeah.
So we're going to get our yearly debate on whether Justin Herbert really is in the top tier of quarterbacks, because for me, he's getting closer and closer to being further and further from the top. He's closer to Trevor Lawrence than he is to fucking Burrow.
Just for John's anger to spill out.
He doesn't capture me. I don't see him and think, I'd want him on my team.
It's fine. Come out and say you've got a bad opinion of I've got bad taste in quarterbacks because he's fucking great. I don't know what you're not seeing. The play. It's in a hardball team. It isn't
Quarterback driven.
No,
but
he still is.
He's a good quarterback.
Plays. He makes yeah.
He's a good quarterback.
He's twice the player Trevor Lawrence is.
Yeah, see, I'm not sure he is. He strikes me as half the player Josh Allen is.
Yeah, most quarterbacks are.
Yeah, most quarterbacks are.
Okay, but if you took the top 6 teams in the NFL, they'd all be worse taking out their quarterback and replacing them with Justin Herbert.
Where would you have him now, John? You used to have Herbert top 5. Is he still top 5?
I had him in our quarterback rankings. I had him 6th.
Yeah, I think I had him out there as well.
I haven't got a clue. Where would I find that information? Because I couldn't tell.
John's probably got it.
Yeah, he will have it somewhere.
Yeah.
I know it's somewhere, but yeah. I think.
I just wondered if you still had him in those echelons.
I still think he's
Echelons. I like that.
There's the top 3, isn't there? There's Lamar, Allen, Mahomes.
4 Burrow.
4 Burrow, and then
There's a gap.
There is a gap.
So he's in the Stroud.
I expect
Love.
Stroud.
Daniels. Is he not in that group?
Jones.
So I had Allen. I had Allen, Mahomes, Lamar, Burrow, Hurts, Goff, Stafford, Herbert, and he's
in the second.
Yeah. For me, that's mine. That's not anybody else's. That's where I had it. So I'm not saying he's a bum. I'm just saying
He's not elite.
no, I don't think he is elite right now.
Right, I think that's time for a break so we can debate this with some Pringles.
We'll come back and let's do the NFC, let's not bring up Herbert for a couple of weeks. Hello, welcome back. So, done the AFC. We're now going to do the NFC. So, same order: East, North, South, and West. Griff, do you want to take us through the East?
Yeah, I'm struggling to find many negatives regarding the Eagles. They may still be the best squad in the NFL. Losing Kellen Moore hurts, but the team is too good.
They haven't lost Hurts.
No, they haven't lost Hurts. Is too good to suffer dramatically from just losing him. The players themselves are too good. So, for me, they are one of, if not the best team in the NFC. Mm-hmm. I don't think there's anything controversial to say about them. The schedule is tough because they're a first place schedule, but providing the players stay fit and stay on the field, this is the thing. Do they get prime Saquon again, or do they get what has happened to him before, which is the second season, it crumbles. You can't keep going back to that well with him, so they're going to have to manage it. If they manage it well, there'll be no hiccup. They'll fly into the playoffs and they'll be there or thereabouts at the end. Come and see me again if he falls off a cliff, because then you're relying on Hurts being just that little bit better.
The thing with Barkley before is when he's struggled, he's been playing behind the Giants line.
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
He does have the best line in football in front of him. So I've seen so many people going, "Oh, it's just Barkley's destined." The no player has been able to have the amount of touches he has.
It's an easy trope, isn't it?
And you're like, well, yeah, but
it's an easy one. All right, it's on the cover of Madden Curse, and Saquon Barkley, and second season, and throw another trope in there. And
there's a lot of it's Instagram bullshit, effectively, isn't it? And I think he's still the best running back in football by quite a long way.
I'd be tempted to agree with you. So I have the Eagles comfortably top of this division. For me, I've got the Commanders up next. I actually think they're a very even team. The defense is good, the offense is good, the coach is good. Everything is very even.
Offense has got better.
Yeah. They've re-signed Scary Terry, which was an unnecessary distraction. It was always going to happen. They weren't going to let their star receiver leave. It just wasn't going to happen. What is he, 30, 31?
30.
30. So 3 years from now, maybe you say we don't do this, but right now, too good to lose. So the continuity is fantastic. Again, the schedule would be a minor concern. There are no real soft spots in the schedule. There's no run of 2 or 3 games where you're like, yeah, they're all nailed on. But I have to believe that they are good enough to take on more or less everybody. Like if you told me they're going to split with the Eagles this year, 1 each at home, I'd take that. I'd say, I see that's the thing. I have massive respect for Dan Quinn and what he's done there. And I think it will only continue to grow. And again, it's a struggle to find too much negative to say about them beyond the fact they play in this division with the Eagles.
Second year slump for Daniels? Is it a thing?
I have put the Cowboys second because of exactly what Jim just said.
I don't
Does
see
it
it.
fit Dak, the second season Daniels? That's my only worry.
I don't see it. I don't think that you'd have to have a massive regression. But we'll get
But we did say the same about CJ Stroud last year.
Yes, but not everybody has a second year regression.
No,
His was
true.
just big.
Yeah.
The Texans are not Texans are not as good of a team
That's
as
fair.
the Commanders are.
They've done really good work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't see it. Of course, it's possible. Same with Drake May at the Patriots. If he goes backwards, they're screwed. If he continues on the trend, all good.
I hope he's shit.
Fair enough.
What do you think about the Debo signing?
I quite like it. I think Debo brings a lot to the team when he wants to be Debo.
Last year, the Commanders had one of the lowest yards after catch.
They had
numbers.
very little explosive. Curtis
Yeah.
Samuel was the...
Yeah, so like Scary Terry had a lot of deep passes, and he is good at that. But where they really lacked was the yards after the catch. They had a decent running game. I think the running game probably improves a little bit this year. They've got a really good rookie on in there. But I think Debo then kind of gives them that gadget player who can play at
8
running
to 10,
back.
12 yards, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
He's looking. Once Instagram bullshit was how fat he looked.
He did a couple of weeks back. He looks
trim now. I love Debo.
I wish I looked as fat as Debo Samuel.
Exactly. Yeah.
I wish that's where my life
Again,
was
it's
at.
just it helps Daniels find other targets,
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
it? Because just moving people around, moving defences around, it's just you can't always be Scary Terry.
Yeah, and
No.
as well with Debo, it brings that. Is it going to be a run? Is it going to be a pass?
Yeah.
I like it. I
like
really like it. If anything to take the pressure off Scary Terry and allow him to take the top off the opposing defense is a great move. I think it gets more interesting at the bottom of this division. I've got the Cowboys third, but I don't have them a long way ahead of the Giants by any stretch. I think these are two fairly piss-poor teams vying for who's going to get our coach fired first. Schottenheimer's a one-year coach for me. He will be gone at the end of the year unless they win this division, which they won't. I think he's done. I don't think they've given him very much to work with. I don't think Dak's as good as some people do, fit or otherwise. Like, what is Dak now? 31, 32? What's he actually done? Anything? Like, who are you taking him over? That many players? Like, you're not even taking him over Justin Herbert at this point.
And is he going to stay fit? It's another question. Is he stay fit?
Yeah, fitness.
Yeah. But
Because when he was fit, he did do some really good stuff.
we're past prime Dak now.
He had, when he was good, he had a stupendously good offensive line.
Yep.
And a very good running game.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's fine. Lots of people can be very good like that.
and CD Lamb.
Yeah, and that's my point.
How much of an elevator is Dak at this
I
point?
don't think he is.
He's just a mid-range. Like,
I've got a funny feeling that Dak might just have one of those comeback player of the year years. I've got the Cowboys just surprising people a little bit. Everybody's so down. I've just got this,
the only surprise will be if they're really, really shit, like 3-14, because I just can't see it. I don't see how they turn up and do anything near getting in the playoffs. Nothing at all like that. I just don't see it.
Can George Pickens break the Steelers' wide receiver curse?
No.
hasn't he just been suspended? Definitely for PEDs.
I don't believe so. I believe
think
that
so.
might have been a false report.
Oh, was it?
I mean, biggest concern for the Cowboys at the moment is Micah Parsons.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Without him, they're in even more trouble.
But they haven't got Demarcus Lawrence anymore.
No.
that was their other key piece on the defense. Who, without Parsons, who the hell is going after the quarterback?
No one.
If you look at it,
But why are we looking past the fact they appointed someone that no one was vouching for a head coaching job? Because he's just mates with Jerry Jones. Like,
anyone watched the Jerry Jones documentary?
no, not yet. I'm saving it till I've got time to sit and watch
I
it.
saw someone say it's the biggest hand job for Jerry Jones going.
Yeah.
I was like,
Paul said it was he enjoyed it, but it basically was a fluff piece. For
100% it is. I think I've watched the first 4 or 5 episodes, and Jimmy Johnson might as well have done nothing. Jerry Jones won those Super Bowls.
Yeah, and it was always going to be that way. I can't get past the Schottenheimer thing, and then that leads me into the Giants. So they've said Russell Wilson's going to be their quarterback. Well, they've released Tommy DeVito. Apparently, Jim tells me he signed for the Patriots.
Yeah, Patriots picked him up on
Terrible
waivers.
idea, but we did only have 2 quarterbacks, and the backup was Josh Dobbs. So whatever. But you've got Russell Wilson. You're fairly confident that at some point this season, Jackson Dart's going to get a run out, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And then it's when they're both losing, do they turn to Jameis?
Is Russell Wilson an upgrade on Daniel Jones?
Yeah.
Yes, massively.
Yeah,
absolutely.
don't even pretend.
Yeah, massively.
If the only way you answer that is because you haven't watched Daniel Jones, he is an absolute.
I'm putting it out there because I know how much hatred that Gary has for Russell Wilson.
Russell
I'm trying to
Wilson-
balance out whether that
Do you know what?
hatred is.
It's, Russell's drop off was huge, and he's come back a bit, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So
He's currently better than Aaron Rodgers.
Wilson at the Broncos.
Why the fuck they've let him go from the Steelers?
At the Broncos, he was awful.
Yes,
and he
he
looked
was
washed
bad.
up. So he had a bit of a revival last year, and I'm not really that pleased about it. But he had a bit of a revival. He's still bang average. He put up some bang average numbers. He's pretty much done.
But he is better than Daniel Jones.
But he's better than Daniel Jones because he's won a Super Bowl.
You've upgraded at the quarterback position massively. What I don't get is what everyone loves about Brian Dable. I don't see it.
No, it's just a big round ball.
He's just not very good. Like, why do you love him?
Have you seen that meme of JD Vance without any hair? That's Brian Dable.
Is it?
Yeah.
I've not seen it. I just don't get it. I know people like him and they say he's been hamstrung by this, that and the other, but he's also had the opportunity to change some of these things and he hasn't done it. So I don't get it.
Yes! I'm going to fucking say it.
Silently celebrating Man United not winning a penalty shootout. Yeah.
It's a terrible penalty.
It really
The
was.
28 people that listen to this can fucking feel our joy.
I don't get it. John, this is the year where if he doesn't win 10 games, I think he's gone.
10 games is high.
Yeah, but what do you
I
want to see?
do kind
playoffs
of
or
agree.
gone?
I think playoffs.
I don't think it's playoffs, but I think 9 games.
Games
in.
gets you in the playoffs, mate.
10 games will get
In
you
the
in the
NFC,
playoffs.
you're
Yeah.
in the playoffs.
Yeah, so it does in the NFC. I just don't get it. He's had so much time. Maybe not opportunity, but time. And it just
He
looks
brought his GM
rubbish.
with him.
The
GM
biggest
was his mate.
biggest mistake he made, or
that's
GM made, was
the Jones contract.
Jones Barkley contract bullshit.
The Jones contract was
so
bad that we couldn't have.
Those two things are connected.
And I like the fact we've brought in Jevon Holland this off season. I don't like the fact that because of the Jones contract, we had to get rid of Xavier McKinney the previous off season, and there are a lot of good bits, but when you look at it, actually, it's because they've made mistakes elsewhere.
You're constantly kicking the can down the road.
And so I do like what they've done this off season. It seems like I sometimes I think you can tell a lot about it by the vibes. The vibes have been the vibes at Dallas and Pittsburgh and Miami. They just suck. They seem to be better at the
I'm not
Giants.
hearing anything out of the Giants, which
No,
I think is a
I grant
positive.
you,
I think
but
it's
if we
a
think
positive.
McDaniel's on the hot seat, how can Dable not be?
No, Dable's
It
definitely.
was definitely on the hot seat.
I don't see it, and I haven't seen enough to think, this guy deserves to be head coach elsewhere either. Like I don't
He's
get it.
not. He'll be back to an
be a
offensive
coordinator.
coordinator. But he did. It's a shame because he did so good in that first season. But it hamstrung him because that Jones contract was always bad, and it just got worse and worse.
With Russell Wilson, Jameis, or Jackson Dart, can Malik Neighbours finish as a top 6 wide receiver this season?
Well, he finished with 1,100 yards.
1,100 yards.
Danny DeVito.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like he's an elevator of the team.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
can that be?
DeVito, in for you guys, was our most successful quarterback last year.
Yeah.
With 8 touchdowns.
Yeah. Led the Giants with 8 touchdowns.
8 touchdowns.
Look,
Jones went a year without a touchdown at MetLife.
That's
The
just
thing is, as well, how many of those yards, and look, Neighbours was good last year, but we've seen it lots of times on these poor teams, the Jags, the Giants, the Jets, the Browns. Garbage time
Raiders.
yardage.
No, they were never. They weren't garbage time. He was our only threat. And look at it this year. Wilson, at least unlocks a moon ball, which it's nice to see a ball going more than 20 yards in total, but not 20 yards that goes into a defender's arms.
I saw Paul's balls when he mooned once.
Yeah. And that would have been just as exciting as watching a Daniel Jones pass.
I'm just looking at the Man United manager rocking,
Back and
hiding
forth.
in the back of the fucking dugout. Like, it's not exactly like leadership. I know this isn't the right environment for this.
Would you
but
take Brian
what a
Dable over
fucking
Ruben Amorim?
pussy,
Because I
honestly.
would.
Useless.
My one issue with the Eagles,
Yeah.
that secondary sucks.
It's not great.
The cornerback, Quentin.
Didn't they draft 2 cornerbacks last year?
That was a cornerback and a safety.
Cooper
Yeah.
DeJean. He's good.
Cooper DeJean's
good.
great.
But the
Breon
rest of it-
Mitchell, good.
Yeah.
They've brought in Adoree Jackson, who couldn't even make the starting lineup for the Giants' defense last year. It's bad.
But can they coach him up?
I think
No.
they have lost a little bit on pass rush as well.
Yeah, like they have.
Certainly.
Yeah.
I don't think they're as good as they were last year. but
I've
you
got
know,
them down to win one less game than last
What
year.
they are also very good at is making moves in season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good.
Howie Roseman is the best GM out there. He is the best GM out there. I'll state that. That's fine. I'll go with that.
Him, John Lynch, taking Mr. Irrelevant.
Yeah, sure. But Howie Roseman,
Giving Jimmy Garoppolo $50 million a year.
Everyone gives fucking shit quarterbacks fucking $50 million.
Yeah.
Trading up
But
for
yes.
Trey Lance.
anyway, that's the NFC. That's the NFC East. Eagles, Commanders, Cowboys, Giants for me.
All right.
Lovely.
On to the North then. I think this might be the hardest division to pick. I think I had an easy one with the AFC North, and I think the NFC North is really fucking tough. I've gone Packers, Lions, Vikings, Bears. And I think you could probably throw them up in the air and where they land on the floor, go with that as well.
I went Packers, Lions, Bears, Vikings.
Yeah.
Just because of the QBs.
Yeah, and I almost, for that very reason, I almost had the Vikings in fourth, because I think they've got the biggest unknown at QB. I don't think it's a ringing endorsement for JJ McCarthy that they brought in Carson Wentz. Earlier you mentioned who's going to be Sam Darnold this year. I wouldn't be shocked if it is Carson Wentz.
I was stunned when they didn't choose to pay Darnold at least reasonable money
Yeah.
and keep him, because you just don't know. And they were on to such a good thing.
I think the final 3 games of the season told you what you were getting with Darnold.
I'm not sure they did.
I don't know. I
He
think
was
you're
bound to
right.
have
I
a
think they
down
did.
at some point. If he'd have ended on and up, we wouldn't be saying the same thing, would we?
Jeez, there's penalty shootouts going on.
He's now 8.
So let's start with the Packers.
But the difference between this and I don't want to get pelters for this, and a woman's penalty shootout that goes on forever, is they've only missed 1 each. So I think we got to the same number of penalties. And it was 3-2.
Yeah. I'm not going there.
So I know we're not supposed to go there. John is giving me,
I'm pretty sure some.
evils without even looking at me. So
They'd
but
have found
I
it much
know they're
easier.
there.
They'd have found it much easier if they took the heels off. It's just.
I didn't go that far.
Right, let's start with the Packers. Potentially the best coach in the division, in Matt LaFleur. Sorry. Jordan Love, I think, is above average in terms of quarterback. They've first time in God knows how long they selected a wide receiver at number 1 who wasn't the main wide receiver at Texas, but he is quick, and I think he will turn into a genuine number 1 wide receiver. I think the Packers have had a lot of squad depth number 2 wide receivers. I think Matthew Golden actually kind of steps in there and is a proper WR1.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, I think he's going to be really good.
Yeah, they've improved. I think they've also improved the offensive line in front of Jordan Love, which I don't think is anything bad. I think Aaron Banks, the guard, is a good signing. They cut Isaiah Simmons yesterday, the linebacker. But I think the defense has been getting ever better. I guess the biggest question mark is the Lions have been so good the last 2 years. Why did they drop back? I think losing Ben Johnson is a huge loss. I still think they'll be a good team. I still think they'll get into the playoffs. I don't think they're going to be as strong this year as they have been in the previous years. And I think all the other teams have got better in this division.
The brain drain is quite something there, isn't it? Like,
absolutely.
It's.
I mean, yeah, Aaron Glenn's gone as well, hasn't he?
Aaron Glenn's gone.
Yeah.
He's taken his offensive coordinator is from the Lions.
Yeah.
You know, it is literally Dan Campbell and the last guy. You know,
in terms of draft though, I like the fact that the Lions strengthened in the trenches. They took a defensive tackle. They took a guard. They know where they want them.
Yeah,
like that's Dan Campbell all over. I think this year's a really big test for Dan Campbell. I think he'll come through it. I think they'll still be good because I think they've got a lot of great players. Whether it'll be as good as last year.
For what you're saying, I have the Lions and the Packers on the same number of wins, and it will just be how that record splits at the top of the table.
Absolutely.
I've got a feeling the Lions will struggle this year.
Same.
You know, I think they will come second, but I think the Packers are the more rounded roster this year as well. So I think that the way that Campbell leads is through his coordinators and losing them both. You know,
it's hard.
Like when you look at Shanahan, because he's always done the offensive play calling, he loses the defensive coordinator. He goes and finds another one. He promotes from within. Just next man up, isn't it?
Yeah,
so the same.
Yeah.
But because he's got the offense, you know, the offense is his offense. Whereas Campbell's
the leader, whereas he's got coordinators.
He's the
to
culture.
Go and
He's the character. He's everything. But it's difficult.
It's actually come full circle. Fernandez has taken a penalty.
Yeah. Keepers both scored.
There we go.
So Love as well. He's not coming into the season injured.
Yeah,
no, that's a good point
because he spent basically all of last season.
Absolutely, he's had a full off season. LaFleur's a brilliant coach. Packers top, Lions second. I'm happy with that. These other two teams, again, you could have put the Bears and the Vikings the other way around. I'm going to start with the Vikings. We mentioned the fact that I think they've got really big question marks over a quarterback. I don't think we can hide behind that. Like, JJ McCarthy might be a good quarterback. He didn't do much quarterbacking at Michigan. How much is he going to do at the Vikings? I think Kevin O'Connell is also a good coach. I think he does elevate the team as well.
Doesn't Nana have the flimsiest wrists in football? Like, what the fuck? He made of tissue paper.
Did you not see Grimm's second
goal?
Fuck
me.
Anyway, what I do like about the Vikings off-season is the strength of the offensive line. I think they've got stronger, bringing in Ryan Kelly.
Don't forget they've re-signed Adam Thielen today. Amazing. Love it.
They've brought back Adam Thielen.
18 receptions a year.
Well, they're going to miss Jordan Addison for the first few.
He'll get
if it's in the first four games.
He'll get 800 yards and 6 or 7 touchdowns. Be great. It'd be absolutely perfect.
I don't think he'll get that many, but I agree he'll get yards and touchdowns in the first few weeks while Addison's not there. And then when Addison comes back, he'll resume that number 2 role, and Thielen will just come in as a bit part player.
Their window a little bit.
Grimsby win. That's amazing.
Anyway. My dad's a Grimsby fan.
And then you got the Bears, and again, I think the Bears have done tremendous in the off season. I think they got the best head coach signing that they could have done in terms of Ben Johnson. I think all the additions they've made have been really strong in terms of players like Grady Jarrett, Joe Tooney coming in, Jonah Jackson coming in to strengthen the offensive line.
Dolman, centre. Pickup.
Then bringing it in the draft, bringing in 2 more weapons for Caleb Williams in terms of Loveland and Luther Burden III. The defence will still be strong. So, and a really good defensive coordinator in Dennis Allen as well. This is a good team. I think we'll see progression from them. I think they're unfortunate that they're in this division because it's such a good division.
How many years do we say that? Like, is this the consistently best division in football?
No, I don't think it has
Nah,
been.
the
'Cause-
NFC West was at one
Yeah,
point.
remember, it's only been the last few years that the Lions have come good.
Yeah,
They've always
but
been the whipping
AFC
boys.
For the last 3 or 4 years, we've
The
been
Vikings
saying
haven't.
this is-
The Vikings haven't always been great, and the Bears haven't. The only consistent in this division for the last since we've been doing this at least has probably been the Packers.
Yeah.
Well,
Even then, they do have
Packers and
down
Vikings
years.
went
Yeah.
back. See, this was the thing. It wasn't the fact they were all brilliant. It's the fact they were all so close. That was
but
that
the
was the
NFC
thing.
South's the same.
Well, they're just shit usually.
Well, you'd say that Saints won a Super Bowl, Bucks won 2 Super Bowls.
But the rest of the time-
Panthers got to a Super Bowl.
The rest of the time, it's been
They
very
got
poor.
to a Super Bowl, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
So you go through a lot of these other divisions, and all of the teams in them haven't been to a Super Bowl in 20, 30 years.
Yeah. It's true.
Like the Cowboys haven't been there in 30 years, have they?
Yeah, that's very true. So yeah, or are we? Yeah, Packers, Lions, Vikings, Bears.
Yeah, I really want Ben Johnson to work at the Bears, but if anyone's a regression candidate, and they were already struggling a bit, it's Caleb Williams. If he can't grasp this offense,
He's a regression candidate. I think that's a massive issue
yeah.
because he was all right last year, but I don't think he's great.
No, that's what I mean. So he was already struggling. If he doesn't grab this, if he goes backwards to start the season, they're in trouble.
I've got Caleb Williams to get better this year.
The fact that one of the first things they did was hand a load of money to the backup tells me that he's doing as well as Caleb Williams. They didn't have to do that. Who was the third quarterback? It was Case Keenum. Every year he wins a backup quarterback job somewhere, and he didn't. Because this offense...
He is about like 37.
He's 35. This offense takes a lot of learning. Like, you've got to be able to process like Jared Goff does. That's what Jared Goff did really well. He can process. Have you seen that in Caleb Williams? I've not seen that in Caleb Williams.
I've only seen 16 games of Caleb Williams.
Sure,
in a shit offensive.
I'm just asking the question.
He
Like,
did play in a difficult offensive system.
we're
at
all
college.
assuming that he's going to pick up Ben Johnson's system and be able to run with it. I just want to see it first. I've got the Bears finishing last in this year.
So have I.
but that's why. I don't think it's because of anything else. I think it's literally because of that.
I'd take Caleb Williams over JJ McCarthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have the Bears beating the Vikings.
I have the Bears beating the Vikings.
for that reason. Like,
And
I think the Vikings have missed their window.
Yeah.
I think
they might have
missed
done.
it 3 years ago when they were really good.
When they had Kirk.
Yeah, and I think
I
they've
agree.
missed their window.
Yeah.
So I think the Vikings are in
Never-
trouble. They're
never
an
been, have they?
aging roster. I just
The
don't
Vikings, the Vikings still got a good.
They've never been to the
defense
Super Bowl.
Yeah, but it's,
I don't
it's
think
all
about it.
aging, isn't it? It's an aging team, the Vikings. I think they're going to struggle this year. I honestly do. You know, the quarterback position is so important. Like, you can't go in with that
Speaking of
approach.
Vikings, didn't the Bucks just sign Teddy Bridgewater as
Yeah,
their
yeah,
backup?
yeah.
Love that. Absolutely love that.
I love what the Vikings have done. Like, because the best thing about them is that Flores defense, and they've added Jonathan Allen, Hargrave.
Yeah.
Like, that can be really like what he can do, like with the false pressures with these 2 extra players. I think it's going to be great, but I just don't trust the quarterback, and I don't trust Caleb Williams based on last year. But I don't think he was trained. I don't think he was coached.
I do trust.
I trust Johnson to coach.
I trust O'Connell more than I would trust Johnson at the moment because I've seen it. You just made Darnold into a viable NFL star. Not a good or great NFL star, but a viable NFL star.
Yeah.
So let me see Ben Johnson for a year and I might change my mind. But at the moment, I'm not picking one over the other just because of that. I think that's fair. O'Connell's done really well.
I'm not disagreeing with it. I've
But
got the Bears in
at
fourth.
the top, like I say, I've got it Lions Packers, but I've got them tied on wins. It will just be
It's coin toss.
The rest of us didn't do that much prep where we have the...
Yeah.
I think this could be a year the Packers go nuclear.
Yeah.
me too. Me and John are...
How nuclear? Didn't they go like 13-3, 13-3, 13-3 for his first 3 years?
He was
Like,
the first 2, wasn't it? I think he was
Maybe.
the first coach to ever do it first 2
I think he
years.
did 3 years now.
yeah, the highest win percentage for his first 3 seasons.
You
Yeah,
got a Hall of
Yeah,
Fame
no.
running quarterback for 2 of those
Yeah.
seasons.
sure.
But yeah, no, I think
A disgruntled one.
I can just see him doing it in the playoffs. That's my thing this year.
Sure.
Yep.
Cool.
South.
This will be fun.
Oh, this is me.
Yes, you
Because
go.
3 of these teams have been to the Super Bowl in the last 12 years. So
So, it's true, isn't it, though?
it is true.
It's true. I only speak the truth. Right, so NFC South, this won't take long. This is similar to what I said last time.
The South really is shit, isn't it?
So it is shit, but I think there is some progress in here for some teams. Some stuff I like. So I think the Bucks will still be the best team in the division. So I've got
Yeah.
the Bucks winning the division from the Falcons, or the Falcons, whichever way you want to pronounce it. Followed by the Panthers. And I see progress at the Panthers, especially at quarterback. I thought he did really well end of last season, so it depends on how that flows through. And the Saints are terrible, absolutely terrible. They've got no idea what they're doing, apart from trying to get Arch Manning.
Which won't work because he'll stay in college. Everyone's going for it.
I think if the Saints have got the number 1 pick, he'll come out of college.
You reckon?
Yeah.
See, I don't.
I think if the Browns got the number 1 pick, then he goes back to college.
I think if the Colts have got the number 1 pick, he comes out and follows Peyton.
I think he goes to the Saints and follows his granddad.
I think so. I think he's going to the Saints. And I think the Saints are going to be rubbish.
Yeah.
So, there you go. That's the NFC South.
Gary wants to go home.
But yeah, Bryce Young, much better. I think Kyle Pitts this year with other stuff around him for the Falcons.
I think he's nailed on for comeback player of the year.
I think, do you know what? I think
It's not a bad shout.
I do actually think that, and actually, when you look at his numbers, they're not as bad. It's just everyone was expecting him to be crazy.
Gronkowski.
Expecting him to be Gonzalez, whatever.
Yeah.
And he hasn't been that. But I do think he'll be better. I think there's enough pieces now in Atlanta to make a difference. So I do think Atlanta look much better than they did. The Panthers are just going to be better than last year, and the Saints are going to be a write-off. So it's like there's not really much to say, is there? You've got Mike Evans still there, going to get another 1,000-yard season. Still with Godwin, Bucky Irvin, Baker Mayfield, a decent defence. The Bucks are going to be in the playoff mix, and they're going to be.
Oh, they'll be in the playoffs. Yeah,
they're going to get some, a good seeding as well, probably because they'll have enough wins out of that division.
Sure.
So there isn't really. I could actually do some research, which I can't be bothered to do, but there isn't really much to say, is there? They're much of the same as
they'll
what they
be
were
the same
last
as
year.
last year. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I think Baker's one of the most not disrespected, underrated, underappreciated quarterbacks.
I think that changed last year.
Yeah, I do.
I hope so.
I think that changed. So, I would say, I don't genuinely think there is that much of a drop-off between Justin Herbert and Baker.
I would agree. Absolutely. Yeah. Do you know what my favourite thing from last year? I was saying this the other day to Amy, was in that last game of the season where the Bucks needed to get Mike Evans 8 yards, and everyone knew what was going to happen.
Apart from the fucking Saints, who just watched him.
Says it all about the Saints.
Shit, there's Mike Evans. He could get 1,000 yards.
Oh,
He had on 1,002 yards
for
or
that as
something.
well. Let's sit back and just watch.
Yeah.
Baker afterwards going, you don't want to be the guy that doesn't get him 1,000 yards season.
Yeah. The thing that does worry me is Mike Evans is brilliant, but he is getting older.
Yeah.
Chris Godwin,
He's injured.
Won't be back till about week 6 or 7 or something, yeah.
Don't. Emeka Egbuka.
Yeah.
I think he's good.
He's going to be good.
I think he's going to be good. I think
Baker makes wide receivers look good because
Yeah,
he's hurling the ball.
there are people in the group who have got him as offensive rookie of the year, and I don't think that's a bad shout.
That's the thing that worries me. The Bucks, it's their offensive coordinators keep getting stolen. Todd Bowles and that defense, not really much to worry about. Maybe Hassan Reddick plays this year and it becomes a good pickup.
But is Baker not coordinator proof? Did he not play under 5 different coordinators in his first 5 seasons?
Basically, he's had a different coordinator each season.
Yeah.
Because since he's gone to the Bucks,
They keep moving on.
He's had 3 different
The guy went to the Browns and got them in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And then they got rid of him.
That's literally Hall of Fame worthy form.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's just that's the thing that worries me about the Bucks.
The interest in this division is the next 2 places because top and bottom are sewn up in this division. Saints are going nowhere.
I think
They're going to be awful.
100%.
The interest is the development of Penis Jr. and Bryce Young. I don't have Gary far wrong beyond I've got them the other way around. I think the Panthers will top the Falcons. I think
the Falcons have just got more, more at running back. When you've got Bijan, I just think there's more there, isn't there? More overall pieces.
But I prefer
you've got Drake London. I think Penis Jr. can throw the ball. I think
I prefer
Bryce Young is
Canales.
much better.
Yeah.
I think he is much better.
Yeah.
But it'll be close between those two. The Bucks will run away with the division. They'll be like 12-5 or
they should be
13-4,
aiming for that.
something like that. And then the other two are going to be 9 and 8.
9 and 8,
something
8 and 9,
you know,
yeah,
or
yeah.
10 and 7. It's going to be, and I just think the Falcons have just got that bit more.
Yeah. I prefer Canales. I really like.
I like Canales.
So.
Yeah.
Jim's giving it the shrug, like nah.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're right. I think there's a coin toss between these two teams. I hope the Panthers progress because I think they're starting to do things better now than they were.
Giving Bryce Young the time and not going, no, you're done. That was a great move. Taking him out, putting him back in.
Absolutely.
They kept Andy Dalton as a backup. Then they signed someone else because Dalton got injured as well. And I think that's worked really well. Like, we've laughed about Andy Dalton, but actually what he's done as a backup at teams has been brilliant. He's come in and made teams stable, even if they weren't winning. And from all accounts, with Bryce Young, he's basically put an arm around him and gone, ignore what people are saying, just carry on playing and you'll be okay. And it was working. He was looking good.
But I think the biggest question mark is Michael Penix Jr. going to be good?
I think Penix Jr. is going to be fine.
Fine.
That's fine. That's.
Do we see?
Is he going to be an above-average penis?
I think so.
Yeah.
Good.
I think so. I think he's got enough stuff around him.
And the thing is, as well, like,
I was waiting for that.
What's it? Kirk. He's too nice. Like, could you imagine if it was Rodgers who was being benched for? Like, he'd be kicking up a fuss. He'd be wanting to leave. Kirk's just like, well, just pay me.
Yeah, just take
me.
Pay me.
If it goes wrong with Penix Jr., you have still got Kirk.
Yeah, and that's it. It's like they've still got Chris Olave, Bijan, like Pitts. That's a great offensive lineup. Drake London. Oh, yeah, Chris Olave is the Saints, isn't it?
But Drake London is
London
a player.
Yeah, Drake London's great. Is it Mooney as well there? Like they've got an offense.
Sorry,
the thing that gets in the way every year is the Falcons.
Yeah. Again, back to Netflix. Have you watched the quarterback series, the latest one?
I've watched some of it. Yeah, I'm seeing all of it. Yeah.
The one
I
thing
was watching Hitler's Henchman or something.
That's also very good. But the one thing that I took away, one of the few things I took away from that series is Darnell Mooney looks fucking amazing.
Yeah.
It's like all the highlights are like cut to Darnell Mooney touchdown. You're like, hang on, is he sneaky good or they just?
He's good.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway.
Right.
Should we do the West?
God, I managed to do that quicker than you lot managed to drag that right on.
There's not
stuff I already said.
It's difficult to disagree.
Is that what you say to Kirsty? I've done that really quick, and you're dragging this on.
I think it's the other way around.
Go on.
So West.
Go West.
I have
Funny, eh?
in first place. I've got the 49ers, which people might not agree with, but I think their schedule this year is so easy. I think they might be the worst 13 and 14 that's ever existed.
I've also got the Niners top.
I think literally they might be the worst 13-win team since that Vikings team a few years ago who won like 8 games by
4 points.
3 points.
I've got them top purely because I'm not sure Stafford's going to make it.
That's my other reason.
And that's it.
I haven't got the 49ers top.
You're not?
No. Have you seen their wide receiver depth?
Yeah, it doesn't.
But they've all been shot, haven't they?
That doesn't really worry me.
Resilience, Jim. Remember?
At some point, Ayuk will come back.
You're meant to be the pessimist.
You'll pick up somebody who hasn't been shot, and it'll be fine.
Haven't we just signed someone today? Another wide receiver. I'm sure that pops up on my phone. I've got no details for you. I'm just throwing that out.
I think McCaffrey will be back and somewhat near what we expect from Christian McCaffrey, which just unlocks the rest of that team. The defense looks like they've got. They're going to be stopped less leaky against the run, and they've signed some. The All Blacks have a no dickheads rule.
Yeah.
I like the fact that you've signed some dickheads who are just going to be physical.
I think the biggest addition to the defense is Salah.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think the last few years, you've just been basically looking for someone to come in and run his defence. Yeah. You might as well just bring him Salah back.
We signed Marcus Valdes-Scantling. By the way,
cool.
The Chiefs have signed Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
The Chiefs?
Yeah.
You re-signed Clyde.
Re-signed.
He got-
Well, no, he
cut,
went
didn't
to
he?
the
Got
Saints.
cut, got cut
Yeah,
by the
yeah, I
Saints.
know, but what I mean
Yeah.
is like he was there first, right?
Yeah, the first round pick.
Yes, so bad they'll never pick a running back in the first round ever.
I
again.
also
See,
like
I like our wide receivers. Ayuk, Pearsall,
Ayuk's
Juwan
injured.
Jennings.
Pearsall's
Pearsall's the one. If he breaks out, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
You'll be fine.
He's like a fucking bullet shot from a gun, isn't he?
You've got Sky Moore to come
Don't
in
roll
and
your
not
eyes at
catch
me,
the ball,
Michael.
but he's very quick when not doing that.
He is very quick.
Paul's not
granted.
here. I've got to give something on the podcast for Paul.
I think it's more about, for me, it's more about the defense. I think you're
Yeah.
right. I think it's Salah. I think in the draft, they've gone back to what made them good in terms of like drafting defensive line all
Yeah.
the fucking time. And I think they've probably
It's
got,
what they've missed out on a few.
yeah, I think now they've got a really good defensive line with some young pieces and also a good leader in Nick Bosa
Yeah.
and the best linebacker in
They-
football behind them.
When you compare it to the teams that got to the Super Bowl, that defensive line was stars. They haven't they because you missed some draft picks because of Trey Lance and stuff like that.
Yep.
You haven't been able to keep that. But I kind of like this. You know, I feel it was a good time to get rid of Debo.
Yep.
You know, Travis Ward, Greg Greenlaw. Better getting rid of them now than in 2 years' time when
Also,
they're too long.
it allowed them to pay Brock Purdy.
Exactly. Yeah, so I think that return of Salah, the fact it's still Shanahan, I trust him more than I trust basically 28 other coaches in this league. I think you will be out ahead in this division. Behind them, the Rams, who, if they had a fit Stafford, I would be saying would be pushing you, but that worries me. The fact that he's
We might see Jimmy Garoppolo this season.
and no one wants to see Jimmy Garoppolo, even though he's handsome. I just don't want to see him play football anymore.
I don't
And-
mind seeing him. He's better than some players in the league.
I think he's
But-
a decent backup.
But do you?
I meant to say this earlier. Sorry, John. Is Tua just the Hawaiian Jimmy G? By the way,
No,
he's always injured.
Tua's better than Jimmy G.
I don't know if he
Tua
is.
is better than Jimmy
I'm
G.
not sure.
Oh, I'm not sure he is.
No, I'm not sure he is. I think they're very similar.
When they're both fit, I'd put them on the level playing
yeah.
field.
Yeah. I
Oh
would.
no, I'd have two. The thing is as well, they've signed Devontae Adams this year.
Yeah,
Who, remember the quarterback or receiver show the year before when he was desperately trying to get out of
Yeah.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
because he didn't want to play with Jimmy
Yeah.
Garoppolo. Cooper's Cup's gone.
Yeah.
Just sad, but
Hey, these things come
once
to an
again,
Devontae Adams is there.
they've got Devontae Adams.
And they got Puka Nacua.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm not saying
Yeah.
the
John's
talent.
John's just being sad. He went to the Seahawks,
He's gone
right?
to
So they'll
Seahawks.
see him every year.
Yeah. Yep. And beat him twice. It's still the team's getting younger. It's good, but yeah, Devontae Adams just had some class to that receiving room. But yeah, if it's not a fit Stafford, because remember the year before when we all thought. I thought it was going to be an Allen Robinson breakout year, and Stafford had a shoulder injury.
That wasn't the year before
It
last,
was
was it?
fucking mad. John was just drafting him in all these divisions. And I remember WhatsApp him saying, "John, what are you doing with Allen
was like-
Robinson?"
I was
He's
like,
going to
I fucking
break out this year. I was like, "It's fucking not, mate."
So yeah, but yeah, I think there's just the Stafford question at the moment is just making me a bit nervous. I think in third place I've got the Cardinals because I like what Jonathan Gannon has done on that defense without any star quality is brilliant. And now he's added Josh Sweat, Walter Nolan, Will Johnson, Calais Campbell, some players to add some star quality to that defense. I hope that doesn't mean that he's going to sort of become less madcap with his schemes, because they were the most interesting team to watch as a defense, like even more than the Vikings, who I just love. Offensively, is Kyler going to play all the games? If he is, are we going to get good Kyler, or are we going to get middling Kyler, or are we going to get very frustrating Kyler? I still quite like I still like watching Kyler play, although a lot of it is because I like watching him run around like a small
I was
child.
gonna say, there's a difference between liking watching him play and him being any good at
Being
playing.
any good, yeah.
Oh, I don't think he's a middling quarterback, but I think that's fine. I don't think he'll be the worst quarterback in this division, because the Seahawks, they've got older at wide receiver. You know, Cooper Kupp. Yeah, great. I do like Cooper Kupp, but DK's gone, which I think was a good, smart move. I think, you take the draft picks, take the salary relief. Geno Smith's gone. You either like Geno or you don't. I think we're sort of split between the two about whether you like Geno on this table. I really like Geno. I like Geno.
I respect what he's become, but I don't think you can win that many competitive games.
I like the way Griff was ready to talk, and me and Jim were both just shaking.
Just like, we're not even engaging with this. No, like, I think he's another, a bit like what we were saying earlier about Alex Smith. He's a player who had time in the league to develop from what was quite a poor second-round pick to you can start him and you're going to win 7 or 8 games.
How much you're going to see of Milroe this year? I think he'll come in as a sort of Taysom Hill.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I wouldn't say that. I think Sam Darnold will be shit.
Oh, I do think Sam Darnold will be shit. That line is still not got better. Like, Gray's Abel's good, but...
Sam Darnold with a bad offensive line is not a good history.
It's not a...
It was a poor choice for him to go there.
Yes.
That's the thing. Like, I think he's improved, but now he's going to step backwards. He may not be prime shit, Darnold, but he won't. Like you say, no offensive line. We know what he's going to do. He's going to be seeing ghosts, calling the Ghostbusters, and running for help.
Yeah.
I think you'll see Milroe more than you probably thought you might.
Yeah.
Well, but I think to start the year, we'll see him like in red zones, red zone packages, and like a bit of the Taysom Hill. Like, you never know if he's going to take off and run, whatever. So yeah, but I do think they're going to be bad. And I think so. Yeah. 49ers, Rams, and then Arizona have a middling season. Seahawks are going to be bad.
I've got no complaints.
I concur entirely with your assessment.
Thank you.
I still put the Rams over the 49ers.
Well, yeah, but you would.
Well, no, he normally wouldn't.
Actually, normally it's the other way around. Normally it's Gary that's the pessimist, and I'm a bit more optimistic.
I'm with you. The Stafford thing is a problem.
Yeah.
If Stafford misses 5 games, then I think the Rams are going to
You could just say that about any team, couldn't you?
Yes,
No,
but they are very dependent on that arm.
Yeah.
It's like Garoppolo can win a couple of games, but 5 games? Meh.
And it is giving
it's a
me
back.
echoes of that year, a couple of years ago, when they played him and he just wasn't fit. And
They were better off with John Wolford.
Yeah. And
He just got released.
He did. I can't remember where from, but I saw he'd been released from somewhere today.
But yeah, so that is our preview of the year ahead. We'll be back next week to go through our predictions. So, Super Bowl winner, MVP.
And don't forget final roster cuts and who's built their 53-man squads. That'll all be in by next week.
Is it all done?
Well, they're signing the players
the
right now.
waivers are going through.
The latest one was Clayton Tune of the Cardinals is now a third quarterback at the Packers.
Ah, okay.
Which couldn't be less interested in you if it fucking
No,
drives.
I've just put Man United as shit into Instagram, and I'm just looking at all the different gifs.
Did you see Renfro got cut?
I did.
I'd like to
but
see him get
someone will
picked up.
pick him up. The Panthers have maybe put him back on their practice squad. If they was clearing, they would do.
Panthers have signed Hendon Hooker, quarterback.
Why?
Depth.
It's no good.
Anyway.
Renfro was coming back from severe gastroenteritis, wasn't
Yeah, he was out for a year with gastroenteritis. He missed a bit of the preseason with, I think, a hamstring injury. So it makes sense.
It doesn't sound good, doesn't it? Having gastroenteritis and a hamstring injury because you can't run to the toilet.
Yes.
Like, that sounds like a recipe for shitty disaster.
Yeah. Never thought of that, but yes, now I'm worried.
You can see where my brain goes. Would I be able to get to the bathroom?
But we'll come back next week. We'll talk about them. We'll talk about the season ahead. We'll do something about week 1 as well. Make sure we can get that in. But yeah, thanks for joining us. It's nice to be back, isn't it?
Yeah.
Enjoy.
We're locked in now.
Enjoy your drafts this weekend if you're doing that. And we'll see you next week.